everybody, John12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you another Dragon Ball Z video. Now, of course, yesterday we got some really non-stop breaking news that apparently Toriyama and Toei Animation are indeed making a new Dragon Ball Z anime series. Now, of course, we love the movies they put out. Battle of Gods is awesome, and Resurrection F, as far as I've heard, is also very awesome. So it only makes sense that because of the huge spike in popularity that Dragon Ball Z has pretty much gotten over the course of the last few years, whether it be the movies, the new manga series, spin-off series, if you will, Dragon Ball Z being back on TV, the multiple fan films and fan projects and fan animes on YouTube and on the internet and what have you. There's just been a huge spike in popularity that shows that Dragon Ball Z is not dead. It's still a very amazing franchise that just needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, and just, people just love milking the cow, and I'm alright with that. Nonetheless, I wasn't going to talk about this because I thought it was going to be really false information, because you have to look at it in perspective. Ever since Battle of Gods was coming out, like even before it was coming out, a lot of people were speculating and like putting out rumors and putting out tons of false information that allegedly Toriyama was going to make a new sequel series. Now, I didn't really think it was true, because we've been getting, ever since Battle of Gods, this type of rumor. But apparently we got some actual concrete information that this is actually going to be a thing, and this information that lacks a lot of information, but this little bit of tidbit of information, granted, is something that makes me feel incredibly overjoyed and also incredibly worried, because in the one hand, I'm really excited that there's going to be another Dragon Ball series that's not Kai or, another remastered rehash of the original Dragon Ball Z series. I mean, I'm just saying, just watch the Dragon Boxes. That's all you really need. But then you have another series that that may or may not be very fleshed out. And the last thing I personally want is another GT. I want something new, something fresh, something that's on par or even better than Z. Because that's the great thing about Dragon Ball, is that it gets better with time, and it gets better through the sagas and storylines that Toriyama took the characters. But then once Z ended, and then Toei Animation went to do GT, it really didn't have the same flavor. It didn't really have anything that we liked. It was really the complete opposite of what we were expecting. And a lot of that has to do with Toriyama's lack of actual ability to really want to do anything with it. But now, apparently, based off the information we got... You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to read it off because I'm sick of ranting. Apparently, this is going to be the first anime series in 18 years, of course, hence since the last one, which was GT. And, of course, this new series is going to be titled Dragon Ball Super. I'm not really happy about the name. Let's just say it right there. I'm not really happy. The name sounds really stupid to me. Dragon Ball Super. I don't know. Nonetheless, this new series is going to be set after the Buu saga, and will feature a foe stronger than Buu and Frieza combined. So that's really interesting, because that really opens up the question as to where this story is particularly pinpointed in the Dragon Ball Z timeline. Like, is this taken after the Buu saga, like before Battle of Gods? Is this after Battle of Gods? Is this after Resurrection F? We don't know the information. Nonetheless, Dragon Ball Super will be a new anime series premiering on Fuji TV and multiple other channels in July of this year on Sundays, 9 o'clock a.m., which is incredible and very, very scary, because it's premiering this July, this year, like not next year, not 2017, this year, 2015 of July of this fucking year, which is realistically not even that far from now. That's just less than a couple months away. So, how much time did Toriyama and Toei Animation really have to flesh out this story? Now, allegedly, for all the people who are like just as scared as I am about like I don't need another GT. Well, apparently, based off the comments we've been getting from TV producers and toy animation producers and what have you, they've stated that the original creator Toriyama will be the front runner, the showrunner, if you will, of this series, and he's going to be like the Kevin Feige of the Dragon Ball Z series, basically. And essentially, he has created the designs as he always does, and has also wrote the plot of the new series. So this isn't a thing where Toei Animation kind of like created the series and was like, hey, can you create designs like they did with GT? Apparently, this is coming from the mind of Toriyama himself, and they're just gonna, I guess, collaborate on the series and just put it out there. So yeah, there's a lot of questions, not a lot of answers, but I'm very intrigued. I mean, as a Dragon Ball Z purist, as a fan, as a hardcore fanboy, I love Dragon Ball Z. There's nothing that compares to the popularity and love I have of Dragon Ball Z. Batman, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all of the greatest franchises don't even combine to the awesomeness and love I have of Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z will always tower over everything else I like. But at the same time, as much as I am interested in anticipating this new series, if it actually happens, I really, really don't want another GT. I don't want Toei Animation to fuck up. I don't want Toriyama to half-ass things just because he's like, cha-ching, cha-ching, because all the fucking, dump some, dollar bills that they fucking dumped at his fucking house after Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and they were like, hey, you want a series? I don't know. Well, here's a check. Okay, here's another fucking half-ass series. I don't want that shit. I want fucking something that's either on par or better than Z. If it's not going to be better than Z, I don't really even want to watch it because I don't want another GT. I mean, granted, being the person I am, I'm more than likely going to watch it anyways. I'm just, saying that just to be an asshole. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I love Dragon Ball Z, and Toriyama has done a great job with Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. They're amazing films. I haven't seen Resurrection F, but based off what I've been hearing, it's fucking awesome. But all I can really say is that Dragon Ball Z needs to evolve and progress the story that we left off previously. If we're just going to get something that's like the movies that's in between storylines, then that's just going to be kind of an asshole kind of move to go. I just want to see something that's new, something that's fresh, and something that's epic, and at the end of the day, it needs a very good, compelling story. Granted, Dragon Ball Z and anime in general, it is what it is, but at the same time, I love Dragon Ball Z because, not only because of the action, but because of the great stories we got throughout the series. I mean, from the beginning of Dragon Ball to the last episode of Z, I've always loved every single story they had to offer that Toriyama wrote in his original manga, and they presented in the anime series. But at the end of the day, if I had to, giving you my final thoughts on this whole news, number one, I want this new series to actually happen. I don't want Toei Animation and Toriyama to half-ass things. I don't want another GT. And if this new series, Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z Super, whatever the fuck they end up calling it in America, all I can really say is it better be on par or at least better than Z. If it's not better than the original Dragon Ball Z, then, oh god, I don't even know what to say. But that being said, I'm still excited for this. I mean, if this is a legitimate thing that's going to happen, and this July we actually get Dragon Ball Z Super, a legitimate sequel series that erases GT from memory and follows the story once again after the events of Z, then I can't fucking wait for that. That's going to be my most anticipated thing later this year. But if it's half-assed and, it just sucks, then I really don't even know what to say what's going to be the future. But nonetheless, I'm very anticipated. This is awesome news. Dragon Ball Z is one of the best things ever. I love it to death. I'm very excited for Toriyama to continue the story of Dragon Ball without having to like do a movie, because as much as I love the movies, I rather have an anime series, because then we can have Dragon Ball Z every week or every month rather, instead of having it like once every couple years, So, nonetheless, Dragon Ball Z Super, is it going to be awesome? We have to wait and see. I'm definitely anticipating and excited for it, but I'm also very worried because I don't want another GT, and I don't want Toriyama and Toei to fuck up and half-ass things. But let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. What are your personal thoughts on Dragon Ball Super? Do you think it's going to be awesome? Do you think it's going to be shit? Do you think it's going to be another rehash of GT? What are your personal thoughts on the comments that the producers and the voice of Goku said about their personal thoughts on the new series Dragon Ball Super? What do you personally want to see out of this new series? Do you think it's going to be better than Z? Do you think it's going to be better than GT? Where exactly do you think this story is going to take place after the Majin Buu arc, after Battle of Gods, after Resurrection F, after the events of the last episode of Z? Let me know in the comments section below your personal thoughts about Dragon Ball Super. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. I hope everyone's enjoyed, and this has been John 12.